Okay, so we've got this wonderful thing about sort of inverse cancelling, which is that a over b equals n times a over b times n times a over n times b. That's what I meant to say. Where n is non-zero. So we can use that. We can use that fact to add fractions, and I'm going to use a half plus a third. I'm going to spend some considerable time talking about this, not because it's particularly difficult, but because it's a nice straightforward example. So the first thing to do is to cut your pie into a half and a third. So there's a half, one half, and there's a third. Dong 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 dong. And I'm going to add them together. So how much pie have I got if I grab that and then grab that? Well, what I'm going to do is rewrite it as a half, and I'm going to turn the pie round like that. You see, it's the same. All I've done is turn the dish round. So that's not going to alter how much pie I get. And now I'm in a position to put them both on the same dish. I can take that. Try again. I can take that. It's supposed to be the same size, but there's my half, and there is my third. Why don't I colour it in using this? There's my half, and there's my third. So that's the same thing as a slice of pie that looks like that. I meant to draw that in blue. What kind of pie is this? There we go. So we can see that it's almost a whole. Well, at this point, I just want to make it clear how a mathematician thinks. A half plus a third. Let's just imagine I didn't know it was 5/6. Well, I would know that that's less than a half plus a half, because I've got my half a pie. I'm going to add a third of a pie, and I know that a third is less than a half. Equals 1. So I know whatever a half plus a third is, it's going to be less than 1. And it's also going to be greater than a half, because I've already got half a pie and I've added something to it. So the real answer is going to be between a half and 1. And you'd write it like this in mathematics. Is less than 1, and it's less than 1/2. So you've got this kind of double relationship here. You've got this number here, and you've kind of bracketed it between there, 1.5. Okay, so a half plus a third. Now, what I'm going to do is I've got these two numbers here, 2 and 3. So what I'm going to do is what I want to do is to make them both the same thing. You'll remember that if I have 7/18 plus 3/18 plus 1/18, let's say, then I can just add them together. 7 plus 3 plus 1 all divided by 18, which is 11/18. But if I have, say, a half plus a third, we've seen it's quite, well, I won't say complicated, but it's not entirely straightforward. It's not entirely obvious what to do. What we need to do is to use this feature of fractions, that if the denominator is the same, you can just add the numerators. And we want to change these guys here into the same format. So I'm going to say a half equals, and then what I'm going to do is, it's a little piece of magic this, but it just works. I'm going to say it's a half, and I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom, by 3. Okay, equals 3/6. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a third, and I'm going to say to myself, right, well, you see I had to multiply that 2 by 3 to get to a 6. Well, it just so happens that if I multiply, I've got a third there, of course, and if I multiply the top and bottom by 2, then I get to 6 as well. But here I've got 2/6. I'm getting myself a bit tangled up. I'm just going to separate those up there. So a half equals 3/6, and a third equals 2/6. So what I've got all together now is a half plus a third equals 3/6 plus 2/6, because a half is equal to 3/6 and a third is equal to 2/6. And now that's 5/6 because I'm adding like with like. I've got a sixth. There's a sixth of a pi, and I've got 5 of them. Each one's a sixth. I've taken them out of the pi thing now. They're all the same size, and there's 3 of them there from here, and there's 2 there from there, and they're all the same size. It's not like I'm adding big ones to little ones. They're all the same size. They're all a sixth of a pi. That, I think, is quite clever. So a half plus a third equals 5/6. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to give you some more stuff later.